Welcome to another episode of Cold Game. I'm your host, Isaiah. I'm here with my co-host, Malcolm Benell, our resident expert, Buddy Brooks. And today we got a special one lined up for y'all. We're going to get into the greatest of all time debate in Indiana. We're going to look at the second half outlook of the Pacers. And we got a couple other special things for y'all lined up. So let's get straight into it.
Cold game. First round draft pick.
Welcome to Cold Game. Let's get straight into it. Right now, we're going to talk about the current state of Indiana football from high school to college. I think it's a great time in the state. Indiana's coming off a presidential type of campaign. 11-2, only 2 losses to Notre Dame and Ohio State. Both teams made it to the finals in the college football playoffs. Purdue, new coach on the way. We're going to see what they do this year. And then, of course, you got the big dogs of high school football. I'm going to let Malcolm take it away and let us know all about it. What's up, cuz?
Yeah, cuz high school football was looking good this year, man. There was a lot of talent out there. Obviously, I focus more in on the top tier, the 6A bracket. You had Brownsburg end up winning state this year in the 6A bracket, knocking off Westfield and State. But they had a tough road to get there. They had to beat Avon, Ben Davis, and Lawrence North. It's some tough teams, man. I was actually at the Warren Central LN game, and LN, when LN came, they didn't come to play this year. You know, they didn't come to play, and I think they caught a good team. And Warren had a good team, especially that defense. Shout out to Coach Corey Clark putting that together. But yeah, that LN team, they had a quarterback receiver duo so nasty. I think they tied Rob Receiver off that LN team. I think he might be committing to IU. I think
Chandler.
Chandler.
I believe that's his name, Chandler.
Okay, yeah. Chandler he's way. If he goes to IU, they got another one on the way. I mean, he was there.
Predicted. They was predicted to win state anyway. It just so happened they didn't do it. Brownsburg had other plans. I'm just saying, but LN was predicted to win state this year. They was tough.
They was real tough.
So what's your thoughts on the current state of Indiana football, Buddy Brooks?
I mean, I feel like we elevating. I feel like IU showed us a different level of football play we ain't seen in a while. I also feel like Notre Dame, they more consistent at doing it. We see them do it a lot.
Right.
So people done got really used to it, but it's still something we should give them their flowers for. They're still able to compete at a high level. And I ain't seen Purdue in a while, so don't ask me. Ask somebody.
Purdue, they didn't have a good year at all, but they say Indiana, the last game, they facilitated the firing of their head coach, and now they start a new chapter this year. So we'll see how Purdue does coming up. But I like Purdue as well.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I always love a home team, but yeah, kind of hard.
What's your team? What team you're more of an IU guy? You more of a Purdue guy?
I always said I was more of a Notre Dame guy. I'm not
Notre Dame.
Lie. The consistency gives. So,
yeah.
IU wasn't really nothing to be rooting for back in the day. I'm just letting you know.
But it's a dot of a new era.
Right.
It is.
It's the first year to be rooting for them this year.
Right.
You know, man,
I was definitely rooting.
They giving fans something to be happy for, be hopeful. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's really all I can see.
I lost some friends over IU this year. And dudes was going against, when we played Ohio State, they was going against IU. I said, hold on. I know this is our first year around, but do not root against my squad.
Right. Yeah. IU came and did their thing, man. Kirk Signetti, man. I got on IU this year, man. You had hit me up, cuz, and was like, they got on one. And I was like, who's Signetti? I said, well, he was like, look at this clip, cuz. What'd he say? He said, Google me. He said, all I do is win. Google me. I said, oh, man, he got that type of moxie,
You feel me?
You got him
I feel like they needed that type of mindset. They needed somebody that was going to go in there and be confident enough to say what he wants, really, and prove it out there on the field each week.
And this upcoming year going to be even bigger than last because we got a target on our back now. And we got a top transfer portal quarterback coming in. He was top 5, Fernando Mendoza. Came from Cal.
That transfer portal really did do a lot. that when they came into terms, that did a lot for college football. It made it dangerous.
They say like
Definitely.
it's a 1-year deal every year. It's like free agency every year.
I'm telling you, that makes college football very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say this, cause in light of your viral comments proclaiming David Bell as the greatest athlete of all time to come out the state of Indiana,
I stands on that.
in light of those comments, it was brought to my attention. It was some other great players in the state of Indiana that we need to give our flowers to and that need their recognition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let our buddy Brooks lead it off and give his thoughts on that situation.
Man, all right. Well, listen, don't get me wrong. I never put down David Bell. I never, you know what I'm saying? He did his thing, and he an Indiana boy. But I also love Darren Evans. I also love Darren Evans. When you talk about a monster, like I had to play against him. A lot of people didn't get to see him running at them full speed. What was he? 6'5", 200 some pounds. You feel me?
Hey,
the legend
right.
grows the myth.
Hey, right. So he's back there looking like Derrick Henry. Hey, yeah, if you're 6'5",
animal out there.
6'5", 250.
I'm telling you, he was an animal out there. So I wouldn't take that away from that. But another great of Indiana, and I always felt like this, was James Banks from Ben Davis. Like, when you talk about a GOAT, he was named Mr. Football. In 2001, he went for 5,000 yards in the air. He went for 2,000 yards rushing at quarterback.
You said 5,000?
5,000. He in the record book. He third in their high school QB. And
that got to be his career stats.
Say 2001. It just
he went for 5,000 passing yards in one season.
It's one season and 2,000 rushing yards. You can look it up right now.
Somebody from Ben Davis wrote them stats.
No. He was Mr. Football. Indiana wrote some stats.
For sure, I got it right here, James. Yeah, he was definitely a monster. I got James Banks as a starter.
Two-time state champion in track and a one-time state champion in basketball.
James Banks as a starter, as a starting quarterback, 42-2 overall record, 2 state football titles back to back. As a junior and a senior, 99 and 2000, and 2-time state titles in track and field. He ran the 4x100 meter relay and the 4x400 meter relay. A killer, first team All-American, number 3 dual quarterback overall by Rivals, number 30 overall in the nation, 2002 Mr. Football and Defensive Player of the Year, Marion County Player of the Year, and Athlete of the Year, All Metro, All County. 3 straight years. In his career highlight, you want to know what his career highlight was? His all-time game where he stamped it and let everybody know he was that guy. It was against Dub C. That night against Dub C, in 2001, he passed for 175 yards. Threw for 3 TDs that night. He ran for over 100 and scored another 2 TDs. And then after that, he picked the ball off and ran it down the field for a pick 6. That's, if my math is correct, that's 6 total touchdowns he scored that night against Warren. East Side versus West Side. I think he definitely established himself as being one of the greatest athletes of all time in the state of Indiana. Now us being 2000, us being 90 baby, 80 babies, and us graduated in the year, 07, 08, 09, us graduating later, we forget the guys that came before us. But in 2002, Killer came through the state of Indiana, and he went by the name of James Banks. And before that, I got to give somebody else their flowers as well. It was a guy by the name of Rylan Hangey. He came out of Cathedral High School. Now, this man was a starting tight end on the state championship team in 1996. He started for state and won state at Cathedral. 1996, state football champion. And then after that, you know what he did doing basketball? He went out there in the basketball year. He led his team with 16 points a game, 9 rebounds, 2.9 steals, and he was named All-State, All-Semi-State, All-Regional, All-Sectional, and they won the title that year. let's give Riley Haynes his flowers too. It's been some great boys that came through the state of Indiana, and them is definitely 3. Now I don't know who's number 1, but it's a top 3 that have to be discussed. James Banks, David Bell, Riley Haynes.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm gonna clear my name because I did not say David Bell was the best football player to come out of the state of Indiana.
No, you said best athlete.
I said he was the best athlete, but after you got the naming off some of them James Banks, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about them championships now. You said basketball championship, track championship, you know, that's nasty. That's nasty. But I still, man, listen, I still put David up there, man. I put him against the best of them, even with his football stats. You're talking about football like basketball. You know,
if you go compare him to anybody, if you go compare Jay Baker, it's gonna be David Bell regardless. That'll be the top 2.
Now I think David Bell was so special because we've seen him with our own 2 eyes. We've seen him. Matter of fact, we was there that day
when he was.
Now, he was on the sideline coaching them. That day we seen him. Did he have an ankle injury in the state championship game? And came out there and balled out. Me and Buddy was sitting next to each other side by side that same day at the Lucas Oil Stadium. So shout out to David Bell. He's an amazing athlete.
Super amazing athlete. And this is my thing too. Cleveland know what they got, man, because you know it's not too often you see somebody come out of college as a junior. You know what I'm saying? That's rare. Football a grown man sport. So dudes out there playing in the NFL at 20 years old, that's, you know, the way till that boy turned 25, 26, that trajectory gonna still go up. David's like that, man. I'm gonna let y'all know that.
Do you
for
think
real.
he stay in Cleveland?
Like yeah, heck yeah. Whoever cutting that check, I'm gonna say stay wherever.
Okay, so that leads me to this. So we talking about all-time greatest athletes. Now, let's talk about any sport. Who's the all-time coldest out of any sport to come out the state of Indiana? I got one. And I'm going to pop it off. And that man went by the name of Oscar Robertson. He's not to be forgotten what he did, you know, in the state of Indiana. First off, if anybody knows the movie Hoosiers, he was the villain. You know, when them little boys came in that deal, you know, they didn't think they could win. It was a sophomore Oscar Robertson they was going against that they knocked off. And they was lucky they knocked him off because soon after that, Oscar won back-to-back titles. He won back-to-back in 55 and 56. And at 50, so he lost in the semi-state his sophomore year. That 55 year, he only lost 1 game. The next year, he topped it off. He was the first team out the state of Indianapolis to go out of the state of Indiana to have an undefeated regular season, undefeated season on his way to winning the state title. He's the first one. And not only after that, he was named Mr. Basketball that year. He was an All-American. He was the MVP of the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star Game. He was a 3-time All-American at Cincinnati, a 3-time Player of the Year. He led the nation in scoring 3 straight times at Cincinnati. Led the nation in scoring for 3 straight years. When he left Cincinnati, his 2,973 points was the NCAA record. He was a 3-time. He was a 3-time All-Star MVP, a 9-time All-NBA player, NBA Rookie of the Year, a 6-time assist leader. He was on the anniversary team 3 times, 35, 50, and the 75th anniversary team. I mean, come on, man. Is he the greatest? Is he the greatest to ever come out of Indiana?
I mean,
you really can't. I don't see nobody. You said the state of Indiana?
Is he the greatest to come out the state of Indiana?
Okay, now, I also like Larry Bird. When you talk about greatest basketball, that boy right there, from Prince League, Indiana, you got to give him his flowers.
You gotta put Larry in there. You gotta put Larry in there. But this is what we talking.
He might not have been the most athletic person, but what he did with his body on that court against those people was amazing. Like, he was able to make, he not being that athletic, he was still able to do serious damage in the NBA.
Yeah, Larry's definitely a legend. But I mean, y'all talking about, I love hearing the accolades.
Hold on. Go ahead, man.
No. I'm about to cut you off, but I love hearing the accolades, you know what I'm saying, of everybody. I ain't seen Larry Bird with my eyes, you know what I'm saying? You know, I see some highlights. I definitely ain't seen no Oscar Robertson, so, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to comment on that, but what I did see with my eyes is that man, Eric Gordon. I mean, if we want to talk about it, I mean, I'm not gonna say he was the best man. Listen, he was the best I seen come out of, with my eyes come out of. As we talking basketball, I don't know where you want
I
to go
don't
with
know.
that. We talking
I don't know.
basketball. The coldest
I
I
don't
seen
know.
was Eric Gordon.
Mhm.
Who
I don't know.
who was the coldest y'all laid y'all eyes on?
That I got to watch, sit in the stands and watch? I'm gonna say
Yep.
Mikey himself.
Michael
I'm saying
Jackson?
Mike Conley. Wait, y'all thought I was talking about Michael Jordan?
Hey,
Y'all thought I
Michael
was talking
Jackson.
about MJ.
Right.
Michael Jackson from Michael.
Yo,
Michael
right.
Jordan ain't from
If
here.
dancing was a sport, he definitely was the greatest.
He was the
Right,
greatest.
right. Indiana definitely got to go for sure.
No. But I'm talking about Mike Conley. Like, to watch what he did at LA was amazing while him and Greg Oden was there. Go
Facts.
undefeated some years. Some of them years he went undefeated. I want you to know they didn't lose a game. Him and Greg Oden, they stood tall. And to have
They
a
was definitely-
show-out star like Greg Oden on your team, a 7-footer in high school, and you
It was a
still
package
was
deal.
able to, and you still was able.
Yeah, it was definitely amazing. That was definitely amazing. Mike Conley, shout out Mike Conley. His run over
He
there
won-
at LN,
How many state rings did they win? 2 or 3?
I think they won 3.
They won like 2 or 3.
His sophomore through senior season, it wasn't no beating them.
Then they win one at Ohio State, but he ain't
Man,
won
but
it.
did you see EJ
Runner
knock
up.
off Jordan's? Did you see EJ knock off Jordan's sons on ESPN?
I was told
That was-
I
then.
mean, but can
I
I
was
ask
told
you a
then
question?
that night.
Can I ask a question?
Classic moments.
I love Michael Jordan, but I just don't think his son took his skill. So I don't think that was. I don't think that was a hard feat.
You can't, man.
I think when you face somebody like Eric Gordon that really got it, and his kids
Gordon got
bump
it.
faking, then hey,
Eric Gordon got it. He's like that. But then you got a target on your back too. Just think that's why almost it makes me think of like Bronny and Bryce. You know what I'm saying? LeBron's kids. Like we can't expect them to be LeBron James. You know what I'm saying?
nah,
But you know,
they two different people.
they two different. I mean, that's LeBron James. I mean, but like you said, you can't expect Jordan's sons to be him. They ran up against that guy. You know, and EJ. You know,
And the crazy thing is, they was both on the same team.
Yeah.
They had each other. Eric Gordon was
Mhm.
by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Well,
really,
speaking of great fathers and great sons, and sons who really did it. In some somber news, LeVar Ball, the father of LaMelo, Lonzo, and up and coming rap superstar Jello. Today he had his foot amputated due to a medical condition, and after his amputation, he did come out the hospital in a wheelchair, but he was smiling. I wouldn't expect no less from LeVar, but to be positive and remain in good spirits. So I wish him a speedy recovery.
yeah, facts. Prayers for that
Yeah.
man.
Prayer.
So tomorrow, the Indiana Pacers' second half of their season gets started against the Memphis Grizzlies. We sit number 4 in the East right now. If the playoffs was to start today, we'd be going against the Bucks. I'm gonna start with Buddy on this one. Buddy, give me your second half outlook for the Pacers and your expectations for them. How far should they go? What's your expectations for the Pacers the second half of the season?
Pace. Okay. Here we go. I feel like they're going just as far as they did last year. I don't see them going no farther than last year. I mean, it's too much.
I hope we get there.
Like, I feel like they're doing a great job. I feel like we got a lot of pieces. I feel like we still got a lot of young pieces. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Halliburton, like as I watch his games, he don't attack like we pay him to attack. He's more of a passer. Like I would rather see him shoot it than pass it to somebody else and letting them shoot it. I'd rather see you shoot and miss than watching a lower level person shoot and miss, and we know he's gonna miss. Like I just feel like Halliburton can do so much more.
I feel like, man.
I feel like,
Gotta go ahead, cuz.
and I feel like Siakam. Yeah, I feel like it's all on Siakam back. At some games, it'd be all on Siakam. He got to go out there and score. He got to go out there and shoot threes. He got to go out there. He got to do a lot.
He's our all-star, so that's what he's supposed to do. That's his job.
Right.
Go out there and kill.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's Halliburton's job too. I mean, Halliburton definitely go.
Ain't he the highest paid on the team?
Well, I'm just saying, I think it's his job to get them assists. You know what I'm saying? That's what, I feel like that's what kind of makes him, like, you know what I'm saying, his ability, his vision. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like he passed up a lot of shots that I trusted. I done seen him make before. You know what I'm saying? That I done consistently watch him make it consistently, but he passes it up to get a pass or something like that. I'd rather take that three. I'm sorry.
So,
I mean,
Malcolm,
we'll see.
Malcolm, what's your thoughts on how the Pacers should be formed in the second half? Now, where do you see them going?
I think we right where we need to be. You know what I'm saying? We right where we need to be. We number 4 in the standings right now, in the Eastern Conference standings. So, I mean, you said if the playoffs start today, we got the Bucks. Shoot, that's bad news for the Bucks. You know what happened last year to the Bucks. I mean, that's a good news for us. Shoot. So I think people can say what they want about them Pacers, man, but they went to them Eastern Conference Finals last year, and
Who else did they get over there?
Who they get over where?
In Milwaukee.
They just got Kyle Kuzma from the Wizards.
For Middleton.
Yeah, they
right?
got Kyle Kuzma.
I like that move.
I like that move. I like Kuz. Kuz does his thing.
I think Kuz I think Middleton, he had a better career so far, but I think at this current point in time, Kuzma is a better player.
Yeah.
Kuzma's gonna give it to you on any given night.
I agree. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know if that's I mean, we'll see, man. The Pacers are on the up and up. So, when Miles Turner is healthy, when Siakam's healthy, when Mather is doing his thing, when Halliburton is doing his thing, man, we so deep, man. It's hard to be the team that is that deep. And I think, they say that's why the Knicks got us. I mean, that's why we got the Knicks last year. I feel like them Knicks last year would have been super deep. They was missing some guys. You know what I'm saying? But, you got to play with who's out there.
Right.
And that's
by the time they was done facing the Knicks, they was missing a whole starting five.
Yeah, it took a lot out of them.
That's on them. They need to get their legs up. Hey, whoever out there, we go. That's all right. Whoever you put out there, ain't no excuses in my book.
Ain't no excuses.
Ain't no excuses.
That's on them. We ain't got nothing to do with injuries.
We didn't have no excuses. Hey, automatic mathematic, he was out. He didn't play he was out the whole second half of the season. Right. So we didn't have arguably one of our top 3 players. Because after Halliburton, it could arguably be math. He's cold like that. And then also the GM for the Pacers. Nembhard's nice too. The GM for the Pacers, it was a report that came out. They always say, well, let me not disrespect Miles Turner, because he's our 3rd best player. It was the reports coming out that we was supposedly looking to trade him. They laughing it off. And he's gonna be healthy come tomorrow, and it's gonna be the start of a great run, because nobody can really stop him. No. It's just my opinion. I think he's really like that. So we're gonna see how the Pacers come out. I'm looking for him to go right back to the finals. Conference finals, let's get into the finals. Last year was the first year most of those players had playoff experience. It was his first year for Tyrese being in playoffs. Miles had been there before, but his first year for Nembhard. It was the first time for a lot of players. And so this year, I'm looking for them to finish what they started last year. We got to the conference finals. It's time to go ahead and beat the Celtics. I mean, you got to go through them to win.
You got to go through them in the East.
Do you think that Indiana made? I mean, I know we went after Wiseman. You know what I'm saying? Who got hurt before the season started? But what moves do you think Indiana made in order to beat the Celtics? I mean, do you think that was I know we was down too, because I know Halliburton wasn't playing. I didn't like how we went out against the Celtics, but we was injured. So, do you think when we full health, do you think we can, that
was our biggest thing, get healthy. That was our biggest thing. I mean, we missing a key piece. I mean, we got. Let's look. I think we have the best bench in the NBA right now. Our bench production is one of the tops in the NBA. So that's what we need. We got production from our starters, and we get production from our bench. We got T.J. McConnell coming off the bench. He's a terror. People hate to see him coming. And we got Obi Toppin coming off the bench. He was a top 10 pick when he came out.
A lot, yeah.
And he came to the Pacers and showed his worth. So just get healthy, stay healthy, and show these boys what y'all made of, because we really like that.
All right.
I agree.
All right. So I wanted to say, on this day in history, let's go to this day in history. On Wednesday, February 19th, on this day in history, in 2006, was the 55th NBA All-Star Game took place at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, where the East defeated the West 122-120. LeBron was named MVP. In 2017, the 66th NBA All-Star Game took place. It was held at the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans, Louisiana, and the West defeated the East 192-82. Anthony Davis earned MVP honors of that game. We need AD to get back healthy, because
Definitely need him to get back healthy. The Mavericks say, hey, who do you think won that trade? Who do you think won that Mavs LA trade? I think everybody wins in that trade.
TBD to be determined.
To be determined.
I think, and it's to be determined within the next 2 years. I don't think I'm not gonna really judge it off this year because the Mavs, they got a lot of people that's hurt right now. AD back hurt again. Derek Lively was hurt. Daniel Gafford's hurt, and AD was expressing his desire to play with another big man. So he's gonna get his wish come next year. And then also the Lakers, they traded away AD, so they currently have no five right now, and they knew they was gonna be thin. So they gonna have a year to get they big and come back next year. LeBron's gonna be a year older, but I just don't see him slowing down. All you gotta do is just keep playing how he's been playing, and I think they're gonna be all right. But we're gonna see next year. I think next year is the real proving year. If you're going by this year, the immediate win, it gotta be the Lakers. It gotta be the Lakers.
Oh, yeah.
They got Luka. I just was watching the game earlier. Luka came out and threw the ball away 3-4 times, but that's just one game. But overall, I think he's the better player. That's hard. Let me tell you, that's just a hard thing to say.
I would say he's the better player. I'm gonna just say he's the younger player. He's more future. That it'll be more better for your future to go with Luka than it would be for AD. AD older than Luka. He's gonna leave before Luka. Luka only 25?
Yeah, but Luka been in the league 7 years. He got NBA first team All Pro 5 times.
He's 25 though.
So you're right. He's only 25. He's a 5-time NBA first team All Pro.
How old is
AD? 31.
It's the mathematics just sound better because you can say either way. I still feel like Luka got no defense. I'm pretty sure Boston still feels like Luka doesn't have any defense. The way they did them last year in the championship, I'm pretty sure they picked it seemed like every other play they were picking to get Luka on the ball. And whoever got Luka on them did what they wanted to do.
Fortunate to play defense, but I also think too, and this is people gonna get on my head about this. I think this show gonna really show my LeBron fandom, man. But I think one thing LeBron could teach Luka is how to work, man. And if that was the problem in Dallas, if that was the problem was his work ethic, he's definitely gonna be around a guy who's, you look at this dude, you 25, he's 40, you know what I'm saying? You in the gym working out together, shooting. I know he's competitive, so that's gonna wear off on Luka, But now, as far as his defense, sometimes you get some defenders around him. You know what I'm saying? We ain't worried. Hey, he gonna get you 30, 40. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else play defense. I mean, you talking about switching them off? Don't switch off. We'll figure it out.
Maybe Luka needed to be humble. I'm just gonna say maybe he needed to be humble. He been on the team where everybody felt like he was the best player on the team. Now he goes to a team to where nobody feels like that. And nobody feels like Luka's the best player on the Lakers. You still got LeBron.
Shit. I mean, I think Luka's the best player. I mean, right now, in my opinion, I think LeBron thinks Luka's the best player.
I think he's definitely trying to give him that title.
Do you think? Yeah. No. I know what LeBron thinks, but what do you think?
I think LeBron James is the best player to ever touch a basketball. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying right now in 2025, I think LeBron's ready to defer to Luka and let him do his thing. But I don't think, when the game's on the line, though, LeBron's still going to need that pill. You know what I'm saying? But it's so new. I don't expect the Lakers to make no run this year. I expect them to make the playoffs. But I don't, I ain't expect them to get in a ring now if they can go put something together within the next 2 years, maybe 3, get LeBron a ring and let him go ahead and, let Bryce and Bronny take over.
All right, fellas. So this is how we're gonna wrap this up. I want to give each person 1 minute. Is there anything in today's episode that you want to clarify or that you want to give your final thoughts on? I'll start with you, Malc. Now you give me your final thoughts. So anything we discussed today, give me your final thoughts, your final verdict.
Yeah, my final thoughts is on the greatest player to come out of Indiana, man. Like, I really want, if you watching this video, comment and let me know who you think is the best player to come out of Indiana, because it's debatable. Okay, we can start a new discussion on this. We can go the best football player and the best basketball player. In my opinion, David Bell is the best athlete. You know, y'all shot out some great facts about James Banks tonight. You know what I'm saying? Y'all shot out some great facts.
All
But
around
I want to know who everybody thinks is the best basketball player to ever come out of Indiana. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know who y'all think is the best football player to come out of Indiana.
I want everybody, so like Malcolm said, comment, let us know who you think. We want to know y'all thoughts. Buddy, give me your final thoughts on the night. Anything you want to revisit, any final thoughts on any discussions we had tonight. 1 minute.
Like I said, it's a hard discussion on greatest of all time coming from Indiana. It'll be a hard discussion. It'll be a fault. It'll be a lot of different comments. I can say that now. And I feel like it'll be a lot of different opinions. And I think Lakers gonna do a little bit more since, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Laker head. I'm gonna just tell the people that. They might get on my head about that, but I'm a Laker head and I'm gonna stick with my team. And I feel like they're gonna do a little bit more than what Cuz said. And
I hope so.
he keep hope alive. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So today was a great discussion. It seems like the greatest of all time debate. We need some thoughts and opinions from the people. Let us know what y'all think. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and tap in with us. We'll be back for another one. But we appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great night, man. Cold game.
Okay.
Cold game. First round draft pick.